Thank you for attending this session with us at Microsoft Ignite 2021. My name is Steve Richardson, and I'm Worldwide Marketing Manager for HPE PointNext Services, and I focus on our hybrid cloud consulting and GreenLake solutions. I'm excited to share our perspective on the ever-changing digital transformation landscape, how cloud is helping to enable that transformation, the industry-leading solutions from HPE GreenLake, and how HPE and Microsoft can help customers realize their business outcomes. Let's talk about the market shift happening in digital transformation. Digital transformation is redefining customer experiences, business models, and operations in every industry. The new decade has ushered in a new wave of digital transformation where the apps and data that create and run enterprises are now underpinned by an operating model distributed across many clouds. And apps, data, and intellectual property live everywhere edge to cloud. Now, thanks to innovations in containers, edge computing, along with the shift to an as-a-service business model, which brings new levels of financial flexibility, apps and data can live where they need to. No more trade-offs, and businesses can accelerate growth and innovation everywhere. In the first wave of digital transformation, cloud has only been accessible to a small fraction of apps and data, creating barriers to speed. If we take a look at the first bridge, the first wave of digital transformation in the last decade was underpinned by the public cloud, a catalyst for new business models, experiences, efficiencies, and offering developers and IT operations the speed and agility to build, learn, and scale new apps and capabilities and simplify IT. But aside from cloud-native apps, the vast majority of applications, approximately 70%, that run the enterprise, ERP, CRM, and more, lack the same speed and agility because they are not in the public cloud. They can't easily be refactored for public cloud, or they need to stay physically close to the data and other applications in the data centers and colocations due to data gravity, latency, application dependency, and regulatory compliance reasons. And with the data explosion at the edge and new ML AI apps driving vast amounts of new data everywhere, data gravity, latency, and application dependencies mean these containerized apps and cloud services need to be close to the data to unlock insights everywhere, not just a small fraction of them. We believe the cloud experience has to reach apps and data everywhere. At HPE, we believe accelerating digital transformation in a distributed cloud world will be fueled by apps, data, and intellectual property everywhere in edges, colocations, and data centers. The next wave of digital transformation will unlock the value of all apps and data, not just a small fraction of them, built on open source, cloud-native technologies, and optimized for a highly distributed first world. This will give enterprises the agility and speed they need, and new sources of innovation to create new experiences, opportunities, and efficiencies in the next wave of digital transformation and beyond. HPE is built for this next phase of digital transformation that we call Digital Transformation 2.0 and brings the cloud experience everywhere. HPE GreenLake brings the cloud experience, self-serve, pay-per-use, scale up and down, and managed for you by HPE and our partners to your apps and data everywhere in edges, colocations, and data centers, enabling you to free up capital, boost operational and financial flexibility, and free up your talent to accelerate what's next for you. With HPE GreenLake, customers get cloud services that are production ready, elastic for any scale, with a simple experience delivered to customer locations in as little as 14 days. HPE GreenLake is self-service. There's an intuitive self-service portal that provides simple point-and-click automated provisioning. It's pay-per-use. Boost your financial flexibility, free up capital, gain better cost controls, and align those costs to your business outcomes. You can scale up and scale down. Scale your resources up and down as you need to with ease, with buffered capacity ahead of demand. And it's managed for you by HPE and our partners. Management and governance services operate the solutions for you, securely managed from HPE's world-class IT operations centers around the world, freeing up resources to be more productive, providing data and insights through a unified portal that we call HPE GreenLake Central. I'll talk more about HPE GreenLake Central later in the presentation. Some of the cloud services through HPE GreenLake include MLOps, containers, data protection, VMs, compute, storage, and much, much more, enabling customers to free up capital, boost operational and financial flexibility. HPE's strategy is to deliver the cloud experience everywhere, enabling enterprises to eliminate complexity and silos. With common cloud apps, tools, processes, and automation that offload the management of day-to-day operations, shifting resources to accelerate business outcomes. As the edge to cloud platform as a service company, HPE helps you accelerate your digital transformation with a holistic strategy across technology, people, economics, and sustainability. Let's take a look at how HPE GreenLake transforms apps, data, and service delivery and accelerates your outcomes. HPE GreenLake offers a rich portfolio of cloud services delivered in edges, colocations, and data centers. HPE GreenLake services deliver workload-optimized infrastructure, complementary software, and services to you on premises to support your top workloads. You choose your workloads from emerging apps and data at the edge to the most data-intensive applications and high-performance computing needs, optimized for the capacity you need, with purpose-built technology when and where it's needed. Cloud services through HPE GreenLake support workloads ranging from VMs, databases, backup, SAP HANA, containers, compute and storage, and you can create and manage the lifecycle of virtual machines and containers in the HPE GreenLake private cloud. The range of use cases continues to expand with our ecosystem of software, SI, and cloud partners. HPE GreenLake brings the cloud to you with an experience that's simple and fast for your most pressing needs, delivered to you in as little as 14 days. With HPE GreenLake, you get cloud services that are production ready, elastic, and for any scale. 17 new pre-integrated configurations are available from the factory for the most popular HPE GreenLake services in small, medium, or loud size for containers, VMs, storage, compute, data protection, and intelligent edge, all through an intuitive self-service portal and point-and-click automated provisioning with our help to you install and connect. Let's take a look at the HPE GreenLake experience. In the purple section, customers can use the self-service portal and operations console called HPE GreenLake Central to get the information and insights they need to govern their clouds. And they initiate requests to get the resources and analysis that they need to support their business. In the green area, HPE works behind the scenes with management services and automation to do service request fulfillment, deploy infrastructure, meter, bill and manage capacity on premises, monitor, operate, and take action to keep the infrastructure at its peak, and also take care of versioning updates to keep the infrastructure very, very current. I mentioned GreenLake Central. Let's take a little deeper dive into that technology.
I'm here today to give you a brief introduction and demo of HPE GreenLake Central. GreenLake Central is a SaaS-delivered platform that we provide for all of our GreenLake customers. One of the most popular questions I get asked is, what do I, as a customer, use GreenLake Central for? And the answer is it really depends. GreenLake is really a continuum of offerings for our customers, from very simple hardware consumption model up to a fully managed platform service. So what you do as a customer in GreenLake Central depends on the type of service you're consuming. For the purpose of today's demo, we'll focus on some of the core capabilities we deliver to all of our GreenLake customers, and we'll focus on how we integrate specifically with some of the Microsoft platforms. So as you can see, I'm logged into GreenLake Central. GreenLake Central is made up of various widgets or tiles that provide a top-level view of some information that we have varying levels of detail for as you continue to drill down into them. So let's take a look at a few. The first tile in the upper right is a monthly charges summary. So my monthly charges summary gives me an overview of what my overall GreenLake spend has been over the last 8 months. As I drill down into this, what I'll see are all my GreenLake resources divided up by data center or location, and then divided up by type. So we can see here we have data centers in Amsterdam and Fort Collins, and we have all sorts of GreenLake resources that we're consuming. We've got some compute services along servers. We've got VM as a service that we're consuming. We've got some containers as a service solution. And really anything I'm consuming from a GreenLake perspective, again, whether it's hardware, whether it's managed services, whether it's things like Azure or Azure Stack, my consumption and my cost all show up here and are displayed to give me a view of what I've consumed and understand, what appears on my GreenLake bill bill at the end of the month. So the next tile we'll talk about is the upper left tile, this all tracked cost tile. One of the great stories about GreenLake Central is the tool that we use that runs behind GreenLake Central that manages consumption and cost is also capable of pulling costs in from cloud providers as well. So we can see in this particular case what my GreenLake spend has been, as well as my spend in Azure and Amazon over the past 30 days. As I continue to drill down in this environment, again, I can get a greater and greater granular view of what those costs are. And in fact, I have full access to Consumption Analytics, the tool that we use to meter these charges and display these charges, available at my disposal as a full report writing tool and deep dive analysis tool. So as I drill down into this, again, if I want to focus just on what my Azure costs were perhaps, if I click on Azure, all the widgets update to show me this is now reflecting my Azure costs, and I can drill down into all the Azure services that I'm consuming, find out what they've been utilized at and what they've cost. In addition to pulling that cost information for all these providers, we'll also pull any available tags as well. So with its full report writing capability, I can use now not only that cost information, but also that tag information to create some reports that might be interesting to me or useful to me. So for example, let's say I want to create a report that shows me my Azure cost by department, where department is a tag that I'm applying. In a matter of really just a few minutes, I can write a quick report that focuses on what my Azure costs were by department using that tagging information. And I have the ability to also drill down into that consumption if I really want to get a granular view of not just at a high level the fact that my hybrid IT department consumed $3,500, but to see every individual resource that was consumed, what the cost of those individual resources were, and maybe do some show back or charge back to my individual departments. So again, outside of Azure environment, we can also pull costs for an AWS environment as well as any GreenLake environments that you're consuming. So really providing our customers that single place to be able to go view and understand what their costs are on a consumption basis. One other service we offer our customers that we deliver through GreenLake Central is continuous compliance. Continuous compliance is an offering to help give our customers a view of their overall compliance posture against whatever governance or regulatory frameworks they need to stay in compliance with across multiple providers. So currently the use of this tool is focused on AWS and Azure environments, but we're also adding on-prem virtualized environments as well. We deliver the frameworks and the rules under those frameworks that customers can apply to whichever of their subscriptions that they want. As they apply a framework to a subscription, we start to execute the underlying rules against the metadata of that provider and start to let the customer know when and where they're out of compliance. So in this case, in this Azure environment, we can see there are several places where I'm in compliance, but also several places where I'm out of compliance with the Azure CIS 1.1 framework. Selecting those places where I'm out of compliance, I can get detailed information on how do I go remediate that issue. And more importantly, I can drill down into what the resources are in the various subscriptions that have me out of compliance for that particular framework. So I can pass those on to whoever owns that subscription to let them know this needs to be fixed for an upcoming audit that we may have. So with that, I hope that's given you a very brief introduction and view of some of the basic capabilities of GreenLake Central that we deliver for all of our GreenLake customers, as well as some ways we can reach into and provide a hybrid view for customers utilizing an Azure or Azure Stack environment.
Let's take a look at how HPE GreenLake applies to a Microsoft Azure and Azure Stack solution. With HPE GreenLake for Microsoft Azure, you get simplicity, agility, and economics that you expect from Microsoft Azure and the security and performance benefits of on-premises IT with Microsoft Azure Stack. Now you can determine your own right mix of hybrid cloud and workload placement without an either-or choice. The solution comes with tailored services from HPE PointNext Services, which is the services organization of HPE, to help you design, implement, operate, and support your cloud environment for you, taking away the heavy lifting so you can focus on strategic IT priorities. With HPE GreenLake from Microsoft Azure, you gain a consumption-based cloud solution that delivers faster time to value with a pre-integrated solution on industry-leading HPE ProLiant for Azure Stack, simplified IT with implementation, monitoring, operations, support, and administration, with a convenient pay-per-use billing that includes hardware, software, and services from HPE PointNext Services, as well as certain Azure Stack services in one invoice, as well as automated controls to help you meet data sovereignty and other compliance requirements on premises or at the edge. Now let's take a look at a new member of the HPE GreenLake and Microsoft Azure family. One of the more recent additions to the HPE GreenLake family of services is Microsoft Azure Stack HCI. So what is Azure Stack HCI? Microsoft renamed Windows Server Software Defined Solution Validation Program for Storage Spaces Direct to Microsoft Azure Stack HCI on March 26, 2019. Microsoft Azure Stack HCI is Microsoft's hyperconverged solution based on Storage Spaces Direct for customers that want to run Windows and Linux VMs on premises and at the edge with existing IT skills and tools, and easily extend to Azure for hybrid capabilities such as backup, site recovery, storage, and more. We expect Azure Stack HCI to continue to gain capabilities such as pay-per-use licensing and integration with Azure Cloud Management Services. The name Azure speaks towards expected integration points across these related Microsoft offerings: Azure, Azure Stack HCI, and potential new product family members. You can see how Azure, Azure Stack, and Azure Stack HCI are a continuum, though they are distinctly separate products. With Azure, you use public cloud services, with over 100 cloud-based services available in most of the world. With Azure Stack, you operate those cloud services on premises. It's a subset of the Azure cloud services. We're seeing service provider customers using Azure Stack as a means to provide an Azure-type managed service for parts of the world not well served by Azure. And some large enterprises have experimented with this as a means to eventually move applications to the cloud. With Azure Stack HCI, you run these virtualized applications on premises. We see this as the emerging means for customers of all sizes to manage on-prem workloads and provide the means to then access Azure services for those workloads. Azure Stack HCI is Microsoft's true hybrid cloud play. And all these solutions can be acquired via HPE GreenLake in an as-a-service offering. So no matter where you are on cloud implementation, HPE can help you move to deliver everything as a service. HPE GreenLake is a multi-cloud, multi-stack with unique abilities to bring the cloud experience on premises, to deliver a consistent hybrid cloud management experience, and to provide the insight and control to govern the hybrid cloud. So where do you start? Well, first, start by finding the right mix of locations for each workload, wherever that may be: private cloud, public cloud, traditional infrastructure, etc. And then build your strategy if it's not complete, and then build out your clouds. Move to the consumption model across hybrid clouds and get the simpler management experience of the cloud with HPE GreenLake Cloud Management Services. Then optimize the way you govern your clouds with the right information and advice to cut cost, reduce risk, and improve operations. And all access through HPE GreenLake Central, a single integrated view into the cost, governance, performance, and security status of an organization's hybrid IT estate. Certainly behind every GreenLake solution is still the need for great technology in the infrastructure. With HPE innovative technology and services, Microsoft solutions, and Intel inside, you can be assured of a strong foundation for your digital transformation from edge to cloud. So what have we seen in terms of the quantitative benefits of HPE GreenLake? HPE GreenLake has been proven to provide a clear business value. Forrester Research and other analysts have closely examined HPE GreenLake and found some of the resultant benefits. Customers save time. HPE GreenLake helps customers shorten time to deploy digital projects by 75%. Reduce risk. HPE GreenLake enables customers to simplify IT and spend 85% less time keeping the lights on and avoiding unplanned downtime. Obviously, lower cost by 30 to 40%. CapEx savings due to a limited need for over-provisioning, buying too much technology when you really don't need it or use it. Increasing control and insight. HPE GreenLake increases IT team productivity by 40%, reducing the support load on IT and providing insights through GreenLake Central on how to better manage capacity, performance, compliance, and cost to enhance how you govern your clouds, allowing your IT staff to focus on more innovative and business supporting projects. HPE GreenLake leads the industry for on-premises cloud services with approximately $4 billion in contract value and customers of every size and every geography and industry around the world. With GreenLake, HPE has been pioneering the service experience on premises for years, bringing pay-per-use, scalable, and managed cloud services to our clients. It's inherently multi-cloud and multi-stack, and more importantly, it's customer choice. You use what is best for your business. GreenLake has had 16 patents granted, with 39 more pending from the development of our HPE GreenLake hybrid cloud solutions. It is really true pay-per-use on premises, based on self-service portal and actual meter usage. This is not just product financing or subscription. We've have a proven maturity. We've had a decade of leadership and experience in providing as-a-service IT solutions. We have a breadth and depth of offerings, partners, and technology, and our cloud expertise is open and unbiased, with over 1,000 successful cloud migrations and growing every day through our cloud consulting organization. So what are the next steps? As I mentioned before, it's important to assess and define your right mix of clouds. HPE PointNext Cloud Consulting Services can help you find the right mix of hybrid cloud that can turn your IT organization into a valuable change agent for innovation and growth. I would also encourage you to see the demo of HPE GreenLake Central on the Microsoft Ignite portal. HPE GreenLake Central is an advanced software platform that provides customers with a consistent cloud experience for all apps and data through an online operations console. You can also take a look at the Forrester Research Estimator tool. This will help give you some idea of the return on investment that you may see using an as-a-service solution like HPE GreenLake. And last but not least, certainly visit hpe.com GreenLake page to find out more about this innovative solution. Again, I want to thank you for your time today and in joining us here at Microsoft Ignite. We look forward to helping you accelerate your digital transformation. Have a great day.